The Orlando Magic are not playing good. They're losing a lot. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video. You watch a High Tide Jet, ride the tide, and subscribe. Today, we're switching up the content. We're switching gears. We're talking about the NBA. We're talking about the NBA trade deadline. We're talking about the Orlando Magic. They are, I believe, in the year 2025, they have won 4 games and they have lost 13 games. Paolo Banchero is healthy. He wasn't healthy in the beginning of January, so I'll give them that. Franz Wagner wasn't healthy in the beginning of January. I will give them that. Jalen Suggs is still not healthy, but to me, that's not a good enough of an excuse to be losing all of these games. The trade deadline is this Thursday afternoon. Today is Tuesday. So 2 more days, trade deadline. A lot of big trades have happened, as you've seen if you do not live under a rock. Luka Doncic got traded to the Lakers. De'Aaron Fox got traded to the Spurs. Zach LaVine got traded to the Kings. Those are some of the biggest trades that have happened. I'm pretty sure we got some other trades coming. Jimmy Butler's probably going to get traded any second now. Now they're talking about Kevin Durant getting traded to the Warriors. Anyway, this is not about that. This is about the Magic. So there's 3 players that I think the Magic should consider trading for. Well, there's 4 players. I'm going to throw a 4th player in there. So the first, let's just talk about who the players are. Let's start with what would cost the least amount. So what would cost the least would be Lonzo Ball from the Chicago Bulls. According to reports, the Chicago Bulls are only asking for 2 second-round picks, which, I mean, the Magic have second-round picks. They usually trade them for cash consideration. So it would be nice to see them use the second-round picks for Lonzo Ball. It'll be a similar, like a low-risk, high-reward type of trade. I believe he's on his last year of the deal. So, if you like what you see, you can renegotiate a deal in the summer. Because right now he's getting paid like $22 million a year, which is a lot due to his injury history. But he would bring excitement. He's a legit point guard. His three-point shot is a lot better than what it was when he first came into the league. He has a chip on his shoulder, something to prove. I would like to see him start next to Jalen Suggs and have KCP come off the bench, see how that turns out. The next player I think they should consider trading for is Cam Johnson. Now, Cam Johnson isn't a point guard, but he is a 6'8" forward who has been having the greatest season of his career this year. That could be due to him being on the Nets, and the Nets don't really have anybody. I mean, they have Ben Simmons. Now they have D'Angelo Russell. So I think Cam Johnson may be getting the ball a lot more. And maybe he's just playing good in general. He's playing more free. Maybe that's what it is. Trade will probably be Gary Harris, Cole Anthony, but they want 2 first-round draft picks. Are you willing to give 2 first-round draft picks for Cam Johnson? I don't know. Is he be coming off the bench? Most likely. But that's a great person to have coming off the bench. That'll change things. That'll make things better, especially offensively. And he fits that mold, the Weltman mold, as far as the tall wings that can do it all. So it's realistic, but I don't see the Magic giving up 2 first-round picks. I really don't. So that's what kind of makes it unrealistic for me. The third player that I think the Magic should consider trading for is Anfernee Simons. Anfernee Simons was born in Altamont, I believe. He's from Altamont Springs, so he's from Orlando. I think he got the name Anfernee because his parents were fans of Anfernee Hardaway, Penny Hardaway. That's why he wears number 1, like Hardaway. If he comes to the Magic, I don't think Jonathan Isaac's going to give him number 1, but whatever. Who cares? Anfernee Simons from the Portland Trailblazers, like I said, it'd probably be a similar deal. You probably got to give up Gary Harris, or I don't know if they want to give up Cole Anthony. The thing about giving up Cole Anthony is, I mean, even if you give up Gary Harris, it's going to throw off things in the locker room, especially Cole Anthony. I mean, you see the way he is. He's just a funny guy. High energy guy. He's always dancing in the huddle before the game starts. Gary Harris barely played this season. I mean, he's a vet. I'm pretty sure some people in the locker room will miss him, but it won't be as big of a hit as Cole Anthony being gone. Oh my goodness, almost threw up. Anyways, at some point, the Magic are going to have to make those tough decisions. They're going to have to make the locker room feel a little bit weird, because what are they doing this for? Are they doing this just to be a first-round exit in the playoffs, or are they ultimately trying to compete for a championship one day? So, and another thing is, you got to show Paolo Banchero and Franz Wagner that you're serious, because if they look at around the league, they look at Victor Wembanyama, who got drafted after them, and that team is already making moves to make him feel like, okay, we're serious about you being here. We think we can build something serious. I feel like the Magic, I mean, getting KCP was a pretty good move. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to take that away from their credibility as a front office. That was the type of move that could make Paolo and Franz be like, okay, they're giving us shooters, da-da-da. But Paolo has asked for a point guard. Here's an interview he had on somebody's podcast before the season started, stating that, you know, he thinks he would play better with a point guard, playmaking point guard. You know, I love Jalen Suggs, but I don't think he's that guy. I think he should go back to the 2. And KCP, I mean, I love him starting, but, you know, if you're going to start Suggs and you're going to bring in a legit point guard, then KCP's going to have to come off the bench. But anyways, Anfernee Simons is good. He shoots threes. He's good offensively. The only thing with him is his defense is kind of eh. And, yeah, I don't know if the Magic are going to want to go for that, because their whole identity is defense. I think they prefer somebody who can do both, which is probably why they're in the situation now where they're like one of the worst offenses in the league, if not the worst. One of the worst three-point shooting teams in the league, if not the worst. Anyways, but my number one pick, I saved it for last because that's usually how these videos go. My number one target, if I was the Magic, to make all the fans go crazy. I mean, it's not like a superstar or anything, but I think Collin Sexton from the Utah Jazz to the Orlando Magic would be a big trade. I think Magic fans would be happy. He's been a starting point guard in the league since the Cleveland days. Well, they kind of had this weird thing between him and Garland. They were like starting them together, and then ultimately they liked Garland more. They traded Sexton to the Jazz, but hey, he's been playing good. I believe his three-point percentage was like 38. I think now it's like 39% for 3. I don't think he has a huge injury history. Every time I turn on the TV or check the stats, you know, he's playing. Simons, I know he gets hurt a lot, so that's another plus for Sexton on the Magic. And I checked the Bovada. It's like a betting site that shows the odds, and they said Collin Sexton's next team, the odds were that the Magic, they were like first place as far as like, you know, the odds of him going to, well, his next team being the Magic. But those websites don't mean anything. I mean, they kind of mean something, but they don't mean anything. But anyways, Collin Sexton on the Magic. I think it'll be Sexton, Suggs, Franz, Paolo, Goga, and then off the bench you have, what's this dude's name? So yeah, it'll be Anthony Black, KCP, Jonathan Isaac, and I can't even think about who else is on the bench. Oh, Tristan da Silva and Wendell Carter. And to get Sexton, I think it would take, probably Gary Harris. Gary Harris is a good trade piece because his second year is a team option. So they can just let him, they can just have the option to be like, oh, we don't want you anymore when the season's over. Cole Anthony's a good trade piece because, you know, his contract's not crazy. He can start, he can come off the bench, and he's just a good locker room guy. And maybe he has untapped potential that we don't know about. You know, the Magic, let's not even bring that up. Anyways, interesting times, interesting days ahead of us. A trade could happen as soon as I post this video. You never know. Anything could happen in the NBA now, but let me know what you guys think. If you're a Magic fan, if you're not a Magic fan. Should the Magic make a trade? What I think most likely will happen, let me just throw this out there because you know how it goes. I think the Magic will probably trade for someone like Grayson Allen. They might get involved in that Jimmy Butler trade somehow if it's a 3-team, 4-team, 5-team trade. Grayson Allen would be cool. He's a good three-point shooter. He's kind of like a Mo Wagner as far as like one of the most hated players in the league. The Magic love Mo Wagner because of that, so maybe they'll love Grayson Allen because of that too. I mean, he's not as high energy as Mo Wagner. I don't think anybody is, well, except for like Draymond Green. But anyways, yeah, I think if it's realistic, I think they get someone like Grayson Allen, or they just don't make a trade at all. Because, I mean, they're not competing for a championship this year. Let's see if they even make the playoffs this year the way they're playing. Anyways, guys, let me know what you guys think. Just want to make a quick video before the deadline. We're going to go back to the Yeezy content and the clothing content and everything else. But just want to throw that out there. Like, comment, subscribe. More videos on the way. I appreciate y'all for watching. And I'm going to holler at y'all later. Peace.